Awesome. So let's see ins0mnia play the first split for the third time. Hopefully the last time.
So hopefully we'll see both racers all warmed up on King's Pass, and we'll see some very tight and clean gameplay here in the beginning. Here, both racers moving through so far. No hiccups.
No pogoing doors, but it is what it is.
Indeed. Both racers getting by both Avenge Flies, no big issues there. Both racers getting softball.
Very nice.
Yeah, flipping. The resync.
Aero seems to be less than a second ahead, so very nice start for both runners. Much better than the first one, actually, for both.
In the meantime, we're going to leave it on ins0mnia's audio until we see a clear lead. But yes, very good fast King's passes from both of them. No talking to Elderbug, unfortunately. Been neglected a lot today. So the first challenge of the run is getting this inventory drop here. ins0mnia gets it. Aerto does not go for it.
Makes up just about the half a second he was behind, so.
Yeah. ins0mnia in a very slight lead now. Inventory drops once again are frame perfect on current patch. Oh, Saber missing the...
It was just slightly too early and only hits the second one, passing the first one before it spawns, so this is a small bit of time there.
But ins0mnia take... Oh, Saber getting hit by that Venge Fly. These small little things are starting to add up for a catch-up for ins0mnia. Slowly growing the lead. Aspids on current patch can spawn at different times, asynchronous spawns. It can be quite unfortunate. Coming up here, the jumper can sometimes get in the way there, but both runners making it through so far. Not any real major hiccups.
And both runners actually have a very nice amount of geo coming out of False Knight. Will be very helpful later when it comes to geo collection.
Indeed, but ins0mnia's taken the overall lead for the split.
And ins0mnia seems to be about 5 seconds ahead.
So, as is customary with these, chat want to take any guesses on Alder spits. So far, clean mound. ins0mnia getting very tight double planks there.
I'm gonna take my guess and say 1-1.
1-1. That would be incredibly nice. Okay, we see ins0mnia. 1.
For ins0mnia.
A little bit of a hiccup there, but
Aerto does not get 1. Aerto gets 2. Aerto gets 3. Aerto gets 4.
3.
And he gets 5. Quite unfortunate
That
for
is-
him. Not going to help him catch up.
So Balder spits are RNG. It's about a 50% chance.
Yeah, 50-50
Per
chance
spit.
on each spit to get either a spit or a boulder.
What's the record for the tourney? Isn't it like 11 or something like really high?
I don't know the tournament record, but I believe the overall record is by Palm. I think he got 18. But actually, we have a second boulder here because this is current batch, so we will not be skipping it. And ins0mnia gets 1 again.
Yeah, very
2.
lucky. It's a 1 in 4 chance to get single spit on both boulders. Saber also catching a break and getting a single spit boulder.
Yeah, very nice RNG on the second one. Doesn't make up any time because ins0mnia also got the first spit, but at least he's not falling behind anymore.
Definitely feels good to get single spits. So far, quick moss can from ins0mnia. Seeing also quick moss can from Saber as well, getting the soul for this fireball skip here.
ins0mnia hits the fireball skip first try. And Aerto executes it perfectly as well.
Oh, ins0mnia taking a dunk in the acid.
It was all just a ploy to collect more soul and Geo.
Indeed. But that does close the gap. Just a little more. Oh, ins0mnia walking off the edge. Quite
Yeah, and he does
unfortunate.
not try to go for the backup either. Well, he gets what they call man pogo.
But that actually puts ins0mnia and Aerto almost tied completely.
So he does know a very nice backup for that. It is cool to see backups when you miss tricks.
So we see no doubles on the Moss Knight from Saber. Didn't quite catch if ins0mnia got any. We're seeing some soul collection, that way we can kill the not Venge Viking, sorry, Moss Knights for quite a bit of Geo.
This is where most of the early game Geo comes from, so I don't know. Can they be on either side on current patch?
Saber going for a safer, but slightly slower strategy. Less prone to RNG. As you can see, ins0mnia is caught up in a bit of a pickle with them right now.
He does clean it up pretty nicely though. Aerto has gained a bit of a lead.
As Chad is pointing out, current patch is locked to bad RNG. So it's not RNG actually.
Thank you,
So we're going to be seeing the Hornet fight here. There's two main approaches to Hornet. The first one is knocking her across the arena for double hit from Vengeful Spirit, and the second one is locking her in a corner.
Aerto is struggling with Hornet just a bit, but he does get a nice double there. Has to walk all the way across the arena, but quite a nice fight for Aerto. Not too bad.
Currently, Aerto is in the lead by a decent margin now.
Say around 5 or 6 seconds.
Yes. So we're going to be swapping audio over to them. Yeah, currently about a 6-second gap for ins0mnia and Aerto. Chat asking about the Geo. So all skills needs to buy quite a lot of things. They need to buy dash slash, an elegant key, and they need to do those fairly early into the run before Watcher Nights, which is a big Geo source in other categories.
They're getting a bit caught up on the fall, but for the most part, a pretty good fall.
Omnia taking a hard fall there.
It looks like Aerto's collecting more soul for a new ePogo strategy that was recently found.
It's currently called Comfy Pogo. ePogo is one of the toughest, if not the toughest, current patch skips, and the soul collection helps make it fairly consistent and safe.
I think it's become a lot more, well, consistent among just everyone. I think a lot more people are finding it much easier now that we have a new type way to do it using fireballs. And it looks like ins0mnia is not going to be doing Comfy Pogo. It looks like he may be doing
VSync
ePogo.
So by turning down your FPS using VSync, you take more knockback from that explosion. ins0mnia opting to close VSync a little earlier for Mantis Pogo. There is a strategy where you can get VSync canceled out a little faster at the end of this quit out. Scary Mantis Pogo, but nice recovery.
Very nice recovery.
Yeah, chat pointing out ins0mnia skipped Fungal Rocks. So it's going to be interesting to see where Geo disparity comes from. Fungal Rocks is about 43 Geo, so it's not a negligible amount.
Perhaps he picks up more extra Geo in City.
Yeah, probably, but as you can see, there's about a 30-ish Geo gap between the two. So both runners making their way over to the right side of Crossroads to fight Gro's mother and perform the classic Shade Skip.
And ins0mnia falls at the start of that room. Not too big a deal, though. He manages to recover the cycle. Seems to be about 5 seconds behind.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Bit of an interesting load, but...
And they will grab the stag station on their way to Gro's mother.
So Gro's mother make quick work of in speedruns. Vengeful Spirit does a lot of damage, and oftentimes you won't see casual players having Vengeful Spirit when they first encounter the boss.
The
See
boss
how the
does
cleanup is.
tend to die very quickly with Fireball.
Unfortunate cleanup. One of the Grozzers went straight up into the ceiling.
That's exactly what you don't want to see.
Oh,
And
ins0mnia
same thing
had
happens.
to. Anyways, we see the Shaman Stone pickup. It's a very powerful charm, especially when you don't upgrade nails like most runners do. Seeing intentional damage in preparing to get the Shade Skip. Saber swinging around a bit before actually talking to Sly. Little unfortunate.
Oh no, Aerto's in trouble. Oh, he takes an unfortunate death.
Very, very unfortunate and unpredicted death. Oh, ins0mnia dying in the same spot too.
Oh, he uses his shade to get up an area inaccessible. Creative use of a
Unfortunate
mistake
fireball
there.
for ins0mnia as Shade. Thankfully, for that version, the Shade Skip, the Fireball isn't as big of a deal, but it's still time lost. It's unfortunate. So you'd see in a lot of other categories, they'd go up to pick up Dream Nail fairly early on. But we're going to see Dream Nail being picked up later. For now, they're heading down into City straight away.
Yep, and we're on our way to kill Gorgeous Husk. And then enter Sanctum, which is going to be quite difficult in this category.
Yeah, Sanctum is a little bit prone to some enemy RNG.
It's also much more difficult in this category than it is in all skills on 1-2-2-1, because 1-2-2-1 they have Shade Soul, whereas this category you're stuck with Vengeful Spirit the entire time during Sanctum. You also have to fight Soul Master with it, so...
Yeah, so in 1-2-2-1, right after killing Gorgeous Husk, you'd see a quit out and a journey to Kingdom's Edge to pick up Dash Slash and do some errand running before, but unfortunately, Dash Slash is a lot less useful on current patch.
Yeah, it does not allow you to levers through walls.
We're seeing the Spire skip, one of the intended skips in the game, breakable object, being pogoable to get up to the upper part of Spire. Seeing a quick bench, it's going to be useful for some quit outs.
And Erdo has quite a comfortable lead right now.
So on 1-2-2-1, you can see a breakable lever in the top right of this. I'm not breakable lever, hidden lever up at the top right, in the dark room that you can hit through the ceiling. But on current patch, that's patched out, so you have to kill this quick little arena here to get access. Overall, very clean. That can go wrong from Saber. ins0mnia is also going fairly well.
So Aertosaber is making his way over to Soul Sanctum, beginning one of the more difficult and luck-dependent splits.
Saber opting to heal. ins0mnia hasn't taken any damage and so won't have to heal there. Decently quick Twister kill, not the fastest. Unfortunately, in current patch, there's a lot more levers. Oh, Saber missing one of those levers.
Looked like his snail went straight through it. May be a classic example of Hollow Knight jank.
Yeah, very unfortunate. A little time lost from it, but nothing too major.
Very nice
The
Soul
race
Warrior
is still
kill.
fairly close. ins0mnia having some unfortunate twisters. Having to take the elevator up the heal. And very low on soul for the Soul Warrior. Also taking a hit. This could get a little dicier in the later parts of Sanctum.
ins0mnia also has not too bad of a Soul Warrior kill, but Erdo gets hit by a very long-ranged orb. ins0mnia's in deep
very
trouble, right?
low.
No soul to heal.
And there is a boss fight after this Twister. Okay, so the Twister can teleport in the way there, and thankfully gave some okay RNG, but...
Yes, those spell twisters are extremely RNG dependent, so they can teleport in the middle of your dash.
Saber having a very nice Soul Master fight. Lots of doubles. Ooh, another great one.
Yeah, this is a very nice fight so far.
It's always very helpful for the time when Soul Master decides to teleport into the Vengeful Spirit. Very quick. Widening the gap even further.
Yeah, you can tell both of these runners are well prepared for this race. Aertosaber using a strategy to prevent time loss from fake dives, using up slashes rather than side slashes.
Very
nice.
Seeing the dive collection here. One of the big reasons you won't see dive in a lot of categories is because dive is unfortunately a hard save, which means that they're going to have to make their way through an additional section after collecting it. And Sanctum's in a very isolated part of the map.
Yeah, I think pretty much the only categories that collect that Desolate Dive are the categories that require that you collect it.
Yeah. Overall, that's a very difficult area Soul Sanctum is. Seeing the chest collection for the extra geo to help make up the gap. Saber missing the first floor, having to go back to the container to get enough soul. Overall, very quick and fast exit, besides the small hiccup from Saber. It's quite a wide gap at this point. Seeing Saber exit at 1931.
Looks like Insomnia had a bit of a struggle with Soul Master, but overall pretty clean movement going through here.
Saber's going to be making their way over to the Stag in order to prepare to grab Crystal Heart, which is one of the more skill-expressive areas of the game.
Yeah, this
Lots
is very
cycle-based movement.
Very low RNG area.
So gaps almost a minute at this point. Very noticeable. Ooh, Saber making the jump there. It's a very difficult jump and doesn't save too much time, but feels very satisfying to get.
Yeah, it's even harder on current patch too, because current patch has less coyote frames, which are like frames you can jump out off of the air shortly after leaving the ground. So
Coyote frames are a reference to Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, from Roadrunner. He always floats in the air before falling off a cliff.
So because we have dive in this category, we get to make use of it to go to Crystal Peaks. Very few other categories will go to Crystal Peaks this way. They tend to go via Lantern from Sly, and they tend to get this geo from defeating Watcher Knights. But things are done in a different order in order to make Watcher Knights faster, since all these things have to be collected anyway. Overall, very nice movement so far. We're going to be seeing Hog Axe here. Oh, very fast as well. Gets the first try.
ins0mnia having a bit of rough movement, missing a jump, but making his way up. He seems to be about 50 seconds behind right now. There's a lot of room to come back in this run, though, so he's definitely not out of it.
Saber missing God Cycle. And taking damage on the way to get Elegant Key. Damageless Elegant Key is very hard to pull off. I mean, not Elegant Key, sorry, the Shopkeeper Key. Yeah. The Shopkeeper's Key, which will be used to get Elegant Key. ins0mnia missing Lantern Pogo. Unfortunate. So it'll be interesting to see whether Saber opts into a damage tank cycle, as this tends to be a longer split.
Yeah, it's a very long segment with no healing in between, so... Aerto takes the damage tank. Saves about a second.
Get your woos out now, we just witnessed Underplat.
Truly amazing, he's actually managing to pull that off in a race.
Yeah, it looks a lot easier than it actually is. Overall, a very good, clean Crystal Peaks from Saber.
It's one of the more, one of the bigger barriers to entering the category, too, because it's actually required.
So we're now going to be making our way over to collect Descending Dark. A very powerful spell, which is one of the greater tools in the game, giving lots of iframes, large hitbox, and doing lots of damage. We do see the grub save.
Aerto entering the dark room.
Seeing Crystal Heart strats. There's
slightly slower, but safer for sure.
Indeed. If you get hit in a dark room by the ground spikes on the floor, you respawn at the beginning of the room, which is a major, major time loss. So far, we've seen very good, consistent movement from Saber, which has allowed them to create quite the gap. One thing that is nice about current patch all skills, though, is that there is no damage tank at the end of Descending Dark. In 1-2-2-1, you'll often see runners perform a dash slash on the final hit of the crystal, knocking them into some spikes for early control. ins0mnia opting for the slightly faster dash strategy. So we are approaching Dream Plats for Aertosaber at 25-21. ins0mnia almost a whole split behind, almost, in terms of time. Just barely collecting Descending Dark. Oh, it is a short split. Still, quite the time difference.
Yeah. You can skip most of Dream Plats with a C-dash from the ceiling, so... Aerto does go for the underplat in Dream Plats after canceling the C-dash. Very, very nice. Another difficult trick.
Saber missing the Seer skip. Very unfortunate. going to collect the stag from resting grounds. ins0mnia entering Dream Plats at 26:21 themselves. So almost exactly a minute behind.
The Aerto's going to buy Elegant Key.
Meanwhile,
pick up Shade Soul.
ins0mnia picking up the underplat victory for themselves as well.
Every race is a win if you hit underplat.
Indeed. So we're seeing an earlier Cyclone Slash than 1-2-2-1 normally gets. Cyclone Slash has some decently fast drops and some other uses.
Running this category usually takes around an hour.
It's around 5 minutes slower than 1-2-2-1.
Yeah, the category is also a bit less optimized than 1-2-2-1, just due to less people overall running it.
Yeah, there's lots of
less
different
time.
strategies. Probably has one of the biggest variances between current patch and 1-2-2-1 in terms of routing. For the most part, other categories tend to follow very similar routes. But 1-2-2-1, all skills heavily relies on a skip that was patched out. So now that Cyclone Slash is collected, we're most likely going to... Yep, we're seeing Shade Soul next. So that bench that was taken minutes and minutes early, we're finally seeing the quit out too. All the way around the entire map, we're finally seeing the quit out now. ins0mnia now picking up Cyclone Slash.
We're gonna see. Oh,
there it is. Yeah, Cyclone Slash is very powerful on the Soul Warriors. We don't get to see that in 1-2-2-1. One of the nice, interesting differences. This Soul Warrior is slightly harder due to the spawned enemies. But there's a greater access to tools for this one. You don't get to see it in 1-2-2-1 because take the back entrance for Shadeful. Well, now that Saber is significantly geared up compared to when they first started the run, we will be seeing the Watcher Knights fight.
yeah, and he's gonna have to lose some significant time, make a real mistake for ins0mnia to be able to catch up at this point. But there is plenty of places where that can go wrong.
The run is still quite long, and there's definitely time saves. And Watcher Knights is one of those. While it is a lot faster in all skills, there's still things that can go wrong, especially due to needing to damage tank a lot more for the Watchers optimally. Seeing the Chandelier break, which removes one of the Watchers from the fight ahead of time, so that way only 5 need to be fought.
Yep, and these guys, do they die in 3 Desolate or Descending Darks?
Yeah, 3 Descending Darks.
On current? Okay, yeah, they still do on current patch. So
Watcher Knight health have not changed on current patch, but they are less buggy. Oh, one of those knights bouncing out for a lot of the damage, which is quite unfortunate. Some time loss. Saber trying to lure them together.
Yeah, and Arrow's not struggling with this boss at all. Using Descending Dark.
Yeah.
Thanks. Very quick work of the Watcher Knight.
Not the fastest fight, but still very good. I'm gonna see ins0mnia having full HP here, so they're not gonna lose any time to healing like Saber did. See if they get a better pattern. We're seeing a first Dreamer being collected for Saber. Meanwhile, ins0mnia doing very well on Watcher Knights. Taking a bit of damage here, but should kill them fairly quickly.
Very nice. Gets out with 1 health.
Yeah, I was a little close for a second, but as I said, that's one of the things about all skills is they tend to tank a lot of damage for knights to do them quickly. And while it doesn't often go wrong, it can. We're going to be seeing most likely, yes. So Saber is dropping out of the elevator and gets the inventory drop fairly quickly.
That was a beautiful inventory drop.
Yeah, saves quite a bit of time. And as I've said before, it is physics frame perfect. Inventory drops remove the cap on fall speed, and so with long drops like that, it is a major time save. We're going to begin to see our beginning of the acid skips for Ismus tier. And Spike Tunnel, most notably. This can be some time loss, if not done first try, where we see some dunks.
Yeah, hopefully we won't see any mistakes.
Seeing that Cyclone use right there. Oh, first try Spike Tunnel, you love to see.
Very nice Spike Tunnel.
Meanwhile, ins0mnia missing the inventory drop a couple times. Unfortunate, but even if you miss it, it's still faster to keep trying, just due to how long the drop is.
Erdo hits his second Isma skip, going for the third one. He hits all 3 first try. Very nice. Nicely executed.
Yeah, something you'd expect to see from a very top runner in this category. Seeing early control from the Horp. They've all been playing nice so far. Except for that one. Kind of getting in the way a little early, but not any major time loss. So with that, we're going to be seeing our way down into Basin to collect Monarch Wings, the double jump, which is another one of the skill execution categories. ins0mnia having a little trouble with the setup, but still making Spike Tunnel first try.
Yeah, and Erdo hitting all 3 of these. Erdo hitting all 3 of these skips, ins0mnia is going to have to... really going to need to hit them quickly because... he is currently behind by a amount.
Oh, ins0mnia taking a dunk. That's really not what you want to see.
Second try is not too bad. Down slushing the Horp. I don't know if this is gonna work. It should. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna hit it.
But when you're this behind, you can't really afford to have any time losses like that.
Yeah, quite
particularly when both runners are at the level they are at. Ooh, taking 2 damage to the Maulers. 3.
Very
Very
unlucky on the third
unfortunate.
one. The first couple are consistent if you have a good strategy for them, but that third one when you see it edge through is just luck.
Yeah. Another hit there, which is unfortunate. Ooh, very close. So what you're seeing over there, the dash cancels or trans dashes, they're sometimes referred to in the community, is a strategy on the side there that can save a few seconds when done first try. And goes even if done second try, but will lose time for failures. So some time save potential. Good first double right there. Yeah, so this is what we want to see from Broken Vessel, is the headbanging attack, which allows you to repeatedly dive and for Broken Vessel to get hit by all parts. Insomnia making their way through Maulers without getting hit from the last one. So some time save. See if they opt into healing.
I'd imagine he would heal once at least in the arena while the boss is spawning. It's the dash cancel first try. Very nice.
So yeah, we'll see the gap close a little. Assuming the fight goes smoothly as well.
We are getting a sync from Aerto's stream, so. Or not, maybe? I don't know.
No, it wasn't a sync, just a bit of a load time. There was an interesting one earlier as well in the stream with Crossroads. I was fairly close for Insomnia, getting pretty low. But luckily, no deaths. As with the current gap, they can't afford any deaths.
I believe they're heading the Hornet 2 now.
So currently, they're not quite going to Hornet 2. Hornet 2 is going to be near the end of the run. If they're following the semi-standard route, they'll be going over and doing Umu now.
Right, yeah. Oh, they're gonna head to Umu. Aim for a 1 cycle with Shade Soul.
Yeah, 1 cycle can be tough to make with extra attacks. It is savable. Wait, actually, is 1 cycle possible in current patch?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
There's a couple setups, both with D-Dark and Shade Soul, but I think the Shade Soul version is a lot more common now.
Yeah. I'd imagine Umu is quite floaty and prone to doubles.
Yeah. The strategy
Very
is
clean
essentially
drop.
to make sure Umu is up in the air and you just double him a couple times.
Yeah.
We all know Umu is the best boss.
Insomnia missed stagging, it looked like. Stagging to City before Dirtmouth, which is a bit of an unfortunate time loss. I know a lot of runners will put notes in their splits for which stags to take for longer categories. And they most likely don't have access to their normal split layout.
Yeah, I definitely do that. It is very helpful.
So we're seeing a damage from Umu. It's not a big deal taking damage in all skills. Particularly if you 1 cycle, there's not really any danger of dying. You get a free heal. Oh, wow. There you go.
What a very clean 1 cycle. This is an interesting
very
setup.
satisfying. Very satisfying indeed. The difference between current patch and 1221 Umu is current patch Umu isn't affected by the platforms. On 1.2.2.1, Umu can get stuck in platforms and not take knockback, and only take and only move from retreating. And so 1.2.2.1 will have to adjust their strategy accordingly. Seeing the gap close a little bit, but still a very sizable lead for Saber. And as we're starting to close near the end game of the run, it's starting to look a little unfortunate for ins0mnia, but we might see some interesting events. We'll see. Oh, unfortunate. ins0mnia missing one cycle.
And this run for Aerto is actually ahead. Well, I don't know if it's ahead of his PB splits, but it's definitely on pace for a PB.
Very clean gameplay. You can definitely see a lot of the dedication in practice. Chat pointing out, Umu can't take damage in the outside walls on current patch. So that's another reason for the different setup. We're going to be seeing the collection of Great Slash, and also one of the other major changes, the destruction of Mossy Boy, of Massive Moss Charger, which gives the Geo needed to make up the gap between all skills and one. I mean, not all skills. Current patch in 1.2.2.1.
Yeah, and this is one of the only categories that kills this boss, other than the 100% categories where it is required. Or actually,
Moss Charger is not a percent, so it's not required.
Yeah, I think they have to do it in 112 for Pantheons.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Aerto plays this correctly, he could definitely have easily over a minute PB.
This is quite a very clean race from Saber. Nice movement through green path. See if we can get the fast cycle in this room.
A very clean movement through this room as well. Canceling
Yeah.
C-dash so he doesn't take damage in the next room.
Yep. Gets that jump first try. And overall, very fast split as well. ins0mnia getting hit a few times. Quite unfortunate. We see very clean, consistent movement. We shouldn't see any damage. But still very scary to be on 2 HP for the split. Getting hit by Duranda or messing up movement will often result in taking 2 damage, one from the end, other from... Oh wait, I guess they have Ismus too at this point, so just a single damage.
Yeah.
It's still lots of time lost if they do mess up.
Well, there's no acid below the floaty guys, but...
Oh, I guess it
thorns.
is spikes, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just spikes. Usually you have wings,
so it
though,
would
so you
be
can
too
recover it. Wings and pogo. So we'll see Aerto collecting Howling Wraiths now, giving him another source of damage. I don't think it's used very much until Shade Cloak is obtained, but Shade Soul just does more damage, as well as Descending Dark.
Yeah. Wraiths is a very... Oh, ins0mnia getting hit there. This could be very, very tight and scary.
Only one more C dash to go. Oh, almost slips off the wall. Canceling a C dash.
In time.
Very nice.
And making the jump. Okay, we
It
are
should be
in
safe.
the clear. Very fast arena as well for Saber. The squid spawns are consistent, thankfully.
Takes a safety
it's very
heal.
easy to lab.
I think the next split coming up, it can be a bit dangerous.
Yeah, the arena can go but quit out should give a full heal, so. Actually, I don't believe the quit out was supposed to happen. I think some muscle memory or something may have kicked in.
The quit out where?
Oh no, never mind, you do quit out. I'm not sure what I was thinking, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, well, Aerto is coming up on Dark Deep Nest pretty soon. And although it's not a very difficult area, it's pretty punishing if you do mess up. Only 2 real rooms that you have to go through.
Very clean C dash. We'll see if Saber gets R&D. No, doesn't go for it. So you can go for a C dash there. The bottom area. 1-2-2-1 does a special hazard warp, so they don't have to deal with that.
Is that C dash on the bottom half faster?
I believe it's a little faster, but I believe it's RNG based. I'm not.
Oh, that would make sense with the Petra, yeah.
So.
Don't have any info though, so.
We'll be seeing our next dark room here set.
Yep. We have 2 dark rooms coming up. Technically 3, but one of them you just dash and C dash and not really much of a room.
These are very consistent, but as I said, if you do get hit into spikes, you do respawn at the beginning, so it is a little scary.
I'm taking the Descending Dark. Pretty safe, fast strat.
Yeah.
This is the room you pretty much just leave instantly. And last dark room for Aerto.
There's only one really scary thing that can happen, and that one spider can maybe hit you into spikes. But other than that, the room's pretty safe.
Yeah, that spider can make a lot of things go wrong.
So one of the nice things about Beast Den in particular is when you're loaded out with wings, you can skip the trap bench.
Yeah, not only does that skip the bench, but it also skips having to avoid a large gauntlet of extremely annoying spiders, which is a very key part in any percent. You also don't have wings in that category, so very cursed.
Chat asking if anything major happened. Not really. There was a lot of time lost for ins0mnia and Sanctum in particular.
Yeah, and he's taking a bit of damage here.
Yeah, Aertosaber's just been on quite a nutty pace. Which, unless I'm mistaken, is still PBable.
Yeah, easily another is still a minute PB. He keeps playing like he is. Over a minute, actually.
Yeah, so with all the Dreamers collected, all that's left is some errand running. Most notably, Dash Slash and Hornet 2, and then a trip to the Abyss. While Dash Slash is one of the earliest collections of 1-2-2-1 all skills, it's pretty late in this run. ins0mnia getting fairly low in the dark room, opting to take a safety heal. Dying in this split can be very punishing.
Yeah, Aerto is looking to have possibly a top 5 time.
Yeah, this is quite insane. Ooh, taking a very unfortunate hit. So
That's
you can hit
very bad.
You can hit the birds for soul, but if you get too close, you will take 2 masks of damage. And coming up here is one of the more difficult fights of the category, Hornet 2.
This is made a bit easier by having D-Dark versus a category like Truaning, which she's fought with only Shade Soul.
Yeah,
and also 4 health. But he's gonna take the safety bench.
Yeah, which is fairly smart idea.
Yeah, definitely smart. Oh wait, no, it's not a safety bench in this. Is it?
Oh yeah,
routed in. My bad.
Yeah,
because you have to get dash slash. So actually,
the damage was not. That damage, I guess, was not a big deal, but thought it was a lot more scary than it was.
Yeah, so the health does not really matter here.
Yeah.
C-dash
Hopper canceling the C-dash. Unfortunate. And because Aertosaber had to move up the wall in order to get their C-dash off, they were unable to make it all the way through the gap, which is some time loss.
Yeah, I want to point out,
unfortunate for a PB, but as terms of the race, that time loss is pretty negligible.
Aerto didn't notice he did not have enough Geo, so he made sure to get the Geo Rock right before.
Yeah, smart backup. ins0mnia having some trouble with the stag stations again as well. They're also a little short on Geo, so we'll see some rocks or hoppers farmed.
Yeah, and imagine he probably uses the same Geo Rock.
Yeah.
And he seems to be going to dash slash through the bottom route instead. A little divergence in routes here. Maybe he will farm hoppers instead. I hope. Yeah, he notices this with Geo.
We're seeing hoppers farmed, which appears to be the standard route, but I'm guessing taking the bench is a little faster, possibly.
Somebody really saying boomer strats. Classic ins0mnia. Boomer strats.
ins0mnia making the C heart though. This category was fairly untouched until the tourney, so as a lot of it doesn't translate well from.
Oh no! Aerto's on 1 health. Oh no!
Aerto taking damage. That's
very unfortunate.
Not only is it unfortunate, but it puts ins0mnia fairly close. The race is.
Yeah, Aerto still has a decent lead, but it is very unfortunate for the sake of his PB. And I'm curious to see. I think he can still PB, even with that death. But see what happens.
Yeah. The recovery, thankfully, is quite fast. Hornet 2 can be quite the bully. ins0mnia taking quite a bit of damage before Hornet. We might see a safety bench. Yes, we are seeing the safety bench. And missing this. Shade Soul on the ceiling. Meanwhile, Saber, so far, going hitless through Hornet.
Amazing.
Very clean fight.
Second time around.
Doubles. No damage.
And it looks like Aerto is still on pace for a small PB.
Yeah, chat forgetting about the unsubmitted PB. So Saber's current one is a 50, like 509, I believe it was.
It's a 55 or 5909, yeah.
5909. Oh yeah, not 5. My bad.
So he is still on pace. I'm just judging by ins0mnia submitted PB because of their PBs are very close.
So
Yeah.
if he plays this correctly, he could still have around the 30-second PB, probably.
Yeah, we'll see
45
how
seconds
Abyss
if he
Um,
Climb.
really games.
ins0mnia almost dying to Hornet 2 as well, which would have been quite unfortunate.
He's picking up a couple more doubles.
Yeah, a couple more doubles. Had to take a safety heal,
I gotta
which is
admit,
probably for the wiser.
Hornet 2 is something I always end up at 1 health, but never die to. It's very weird. Like, I feel like you are almost always on 1 health fighting that boss. So you are
Hornet
very
2
experienced.
is very different from Hornet 1 in the sense that Hornet 1 you tend to like to be pretty close to and knock around later for doubles. With Hornet 2, you have to be a lot more reactive. She can punish you very quickly for being too close.
Yeah, it's often difficult to adjust to the pace of the fight right off the bat, so kind of have to get in your zone for a second. Aertosaber on his way to collect Shade Cloak and Abyss Shriek.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing the... No swag door. But... seeing you sending dart. Yeah, perfectly the right distance to not go into that tiny little pit. Or hit any spikes. So coming up here is the climb to the lighthouse, which is one of the more skill expressive points of this category. So we'll see how this goes. It is a little RNG dependent. Not without any hiccups. ins0mnia now making their way to the Abyss themselves.
Gathering some extra soul from the Crawlet. Not exactly sure what that's for, but
I'm pretty sure it's just the Cyclone drops a little faster. I'm not sure what the soul's for.
oh yeah, for the Descending Dark.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thing that quit out because it is faster with loadless time, but is a little bit slower RTA.
Luckily for speedrunning in Hollow Knight, RTA is completely irrelevant.
Yeah, at least for PC runners. For console runners, they do have to worry about that sort of stuff. ins0mnia mismenuing. They have a common theme today.
Yeah, very clean movement to Abyss Shriek by Aerto as well. He is in the zone right now, trying to finish off, pick up the PB.
Unfazed by the Hornet death. I know a lot of runners are pretty subject to like tilt and disappointment when deaths happen in races, but very nice recovery and still managing to keep that nice pace. So now it's coming up as one of the most exciting parts of the run, which is Abyss Climb. It's a chance for runners to show off their practice and skill. Very nice so far. Unfortunate damage, but...
Yeah, it looks like he may take the Dartmouth bench because of that.
Yeah. Still very fast, particularly during the spiked area. It can be pretty easy to run into those spikes, which is time loss. ins0mnia now picked Looking at Shriek. We're gonna get to see the Abyss climb from them.
ins0mnia having a very clean Abyss climb so far. Ooh.
Oh, missing the
didn't jinx it.
pogo. Very unfortunate.
Oh no.
Deciding to run it back for a third time for the content. Very unfortunate, but once again, that is one of the coolest parts of the climb, so still entertaining to watch no matter how many times it is done.
True.
Seeing the bench. Now we are approaching the THK fight. Missed a little bit of the Cyclone slash potential, but this is on pace to PB by a good amount if we can see a fast THK fight. One of the things that can go wrong in THK is the main source of damage is Abyss Shriek, which is the new toy that was picked up in the Abyss. And if THK doesn't behave by staying in the Abyss Shriek or canceling it by hitting, you can see some damage loss.
Yeah, this fight is mostly just about trying to get as close as possible and spamming Shriek.
Current patch THK is a lot faster, which is one of the main concerns as well, than 1-2-2-1.
Aerto seems to be very practiced on this fight. His dodging is on point.
Yeah. So Aerto opting to take a heal,
Shouldn't lose
not wanting
really
to lose
anytime.
this run. So THK opting to do this attack.
Very nice
allows you to
RNG. That's
get-
very,
get
very
skip. It's the best possible attack, and so we are going to be seeing a PB from Saber.
yeah.
Very good run. Very clean.
Hornet to death, but other than that, very, very
Yeah.
clean everywhere. Pretty much, there's not any particular major time loss.
Yeah, no. Hornet 2 death was just some time saver in the bank for next time.
Yep.
Drops the
Everyone.
minute barrier one more time.
And it looks like it's going to be a GG for Aerto. This timer is stopped.
Yep. Aerto is indeed the winner. We're going to be swapping to ins0mnia's audio. Very clean fight still, but not the most optimal RNG. But still a very good time. Missing Scream Skip, unfortunate.
And that is alright. Very, very nice race from both runners. Congratulations to Aerto for on the personal best.
Yeah, very solid PB time too. That's like little over 28 seconds. So while we're waiting for ins0mnia's to finish up and invite them in.
We should probably try to get both runners at the same time.
Yeah, while we're waiting for ins0mnia, chat can begin preparing any questions for the runners. It's a very entertaining race to watch. Sanctum was a little unkind to ins0mnia, unfortunately. But yeah, Aerto had very clean, consistent, and tight movement throughout the entire run and showed how much effort and work they put into this category.
And we're trying to get Insomnia and Aertosaber in here.
Yeah. One of the things that I particularly noticed was how just knowledgeable that Saber was with like the movement in particular. And
Yeah.
even if there was like small slip up, they were very quick to jump back, especially with like the hopper canceling the C dash.
Yeah.
The way they
Ooh.
adjusted, and the Hornet fight, they weren't phased. They continued on that pace, and they were able to PB even with
Yeah,
death,
so
which
we
is
have
something that not a lot of runners have.
we have an interview for both runners coming in. I think they should be joining in just a minute.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Hello.
GG.
PGG.
Yeah, nice job everyone. So congrats on the PB, Aerto,
Thank you.
and the win. So I guess we can just send you some questions, or is there anything in particular you guys want to talk about or say after that race?
Hornet 2, as always, bullies me during races, but I'm glad the rest of my run was good enough to keep it coming. New Monomon Kamsa, which is very nice, and a really, really nice Sanctum, which was really, really nice. That Sanctum actually treated me well.
Yeah. It's very clean. You got anything to say, Insomnia? We can give you some questions if you want.
I mean, that Sanctum was basically a reasons to downpatch tutorial, but apart from that, wasn't too bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that was a very unfortunate Sanctum.
Yeah, because like I did the manip and everything on the first double twister room, and it was just like, nah, stuff you.
Yeah.
Apart from that, let's see, I got like 4 golds, but it's about 5 runs worth of comparison, so it doesn't really mean much. I was really happy with my Wraiths arena. That went basically perfectly.
Both of your Wraiths arenas were very clean and fast.
Thank you.
For someone that's done Abyss Climb like 700 times, that was abysmal. 344 VS is kind of comfy. Oh, for Moss Knights,
What the?
I had the left one just jump back straight into the wall, so I couldn't fireball them both for like 6 years, so that sucked. But yeah, apart from that, it was just... Oh, I got current patch Seer Skip, which is a miracle.
Yeah.
Photoshop.
Yeah. Congrats. How do you feel about this PB, Aerto? Are you gonna keep running, keep up?
I can't feel... I feel amazing about the run all the way up to Hornet 2, but it's hard to feel amazing about a PB with a death in it, so...
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
So you just got to keep running and get another one, right?
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah. I expect the 56 in your next race.
Absolutely.
But that's just... Any death always stands out like a sore thumb, and a PB, it just makes you want to feel like it, because it just feels so improvable, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was very clean from both of you.
You guys have any favorite parts of the
one
runs?
cycle, which was sucky.
Oh yeah, the one cycle was unfortunate.
Yeah, I just didn't know what I was doing. I realized like halfway through, and I was like, "Oh, that's not ideal."
You guys have any favorite parts of the run?
Like generally, or just this race?
Either. Just overall, mostly though. Favorite section?
I would say I like the end half of this run. I can't really say that with Hornet 2, but usually I really like the end half of this run. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite section's Abyss Climb. Second to that, anywhere you use Cyclone is nice.
Yeah, Cyclone drops are cool.
I like that the spike tunnel doesn't lag my computer, and so it's way easier. Apart from that, I really like the bit where I finish the run and then open 1221. But no, that was really good. I was watching the race on like my second monitor, and Aerie just played like way cleaner.
Oh yeah.
Because like apart from Umu, I didn't have any like horrible race throwing mistakes. She just played really cleanly the entire time.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Did you have the race open, Erdo?
No, I didn't.
Just complete focus.
Yeah, I pulled it open after my Hornet 2 death on the C-2 Abyss to see what if I had to turn it up or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assume you were commentators cursing me the entire time.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened.
That was exactly what happened with ins0mnia's Abyss Climb, actually. I was like, wow, he's having an amazing Abyss Climb. It's going perfectly, and then a triple pogo section.
And then I'm like,
no.
oh,
happened.
and then I'm like, oh, he got it again, and then you fell like a second later.
When in doubt, blame the comms.
Yeah, I didn't dunk once, but oh my god, I just found like every way to fail it. It was like a disappointment masterclass. But yeah, like I say, GG Aerto, and good luck in your next races.
Yep.
A 58 and a 59 is probably not what you expect for what round 2 losers is this?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, really
Um,
amazing race from both
Because
of
I
you
mean,
guys.
58's definitely tournament record. I think
Very
a
glad we were
59's
still
top
able to do this
5
race.
finish times at least.
Yeah.
Probably top 3, top 4.
Probably.
Yeah, that-
And it's only the second sub hour I've gotten.
That 58.40 puts you 4 seconds away from top 5.
Oh my! You didn't have to tell me that.
Very, very close.
All right.
Just do what you did, but without the Death to Hornet 2. You really messed up there.
you really messed up there.
Uh,
If anyone wants top 5, try doing what Aertosaber did, but without the Death Hornet 2.
honestly. All right. So I'm
Exactly.
assuming we're linking a down patching tutorial.
Yep.
Yep. Are you gonna switch to 1221 once you get a decent time in current patch, or is your computer just like
Oh,
depression?
me? Oh yeah, I'm going right back once I get the time I'm really happy with. I'm probably after the tournament's over, honestly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Join us in no main menu storage.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, thanks everyone. Thanks for the race. GG, both race runners. And I think
Yeah.
that's it.
And
Yeah.
good luck in your next matches.
Hey,
Let
thank
me
you.
just do this in chat. There we go. All right. Yeah. GG.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for sticking around through all the technical difficulties as well. Glad that we were still able to do it.
Yeah. Third time's the charm. You just had to one up Axe. Like you've heard of VS2, but had you heard of VS3?
Yep.
All right. GG.
All right, GG.